This is Cory Prescott, the Boston Celtics editor-at-large for CLNS Media. I covered the G League Maine Red Claws pretty exclusively last season. It was a welcoming experience in which every player I interviewed was more than happy to sit down with me and talk hoops. Abdul Nader and Gershon Yabusele, current Boston Celtics this season, along with DeAndre Bembry, a second-year forward for the Atlanta Hawks, were among the host of players I was able to interview. This interview with Kendrick Perkins meant something special to a die-hard Celtics fan who grew up watching him. This past Sunday, I went up to Maine from Boston, not knowing what to expect from Perk. There's been previous cases of NBA vets, from Baron Davis to Larry Sanders and Tyler Hansbrough, trying to make their way back into the NBA through the G League. I wondered if Perk still had something left in the tank, something left to give to the NBA. In 33 minutes on the court Sunday in Portland, Maine against the Red Claws, Perkins looked as solid as ever, posting 14 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, and 3 blocks in an overtime win for the Cleveland Cavaliers G League team, the Canton Charge. Perk even posted a plus-minus rating of plus 13, a number to watch given his lack of speed and difficulty in defending stretch fives, with the game shifting to positionless basketball that's filled with athletic wings and big men who can stretch the floor. At this stage of his career, it's difficult to see Perkins jumping back onto an NBA team and immediately being thrust into an NBA rotation. With his no-nonsense attitude, dedication to the game and his teammates, and his respectful and professional demeanor towards everyone around him, the 13-year NBA vet from Nederland, Texas, is looking to lend his leadership qualities to an NBA team in need. Perkins was last seen on an NBA court in April of 2016 with the New Orleans Pelicans, but to me, he's still Perk, the quiet leader from those one-of-a-kind Celtics teams. Excuse the background noise of the Portland Expo hallways and the coughing from Perk in this interview with Kendrick Perkins. How's the stint going thus far in the G League? Getting more comfortable?
Yeah, it's cool. Not as bad as people think it is. You just have to be mentally strong. The league itself is really competitive. I'm around a great group of guys, from the coaching staff to GM to my teammates, so it's made the transition easy. But at the end of the day, we're playing basketball, so it's good.
After an overtime game like tonight, your conditioning getting back up?
Yeah, I hope so. It feels like it. I mean, it was better than what it was a week ago. So, each time you just got to keep improving,
So you were waived by the Cavs back in October. Was the G League a viable option?
For sure. I mean, just to stay around basketball, stay relevant, to make sure I keep my name in the loop. It's about putting the pride aside and just going out there and competing.
How was your training this time around? You worked one-on-one with like a personal trainer, a lot of pickup games involved?
I mean, I just got in the gym. It was a lot of just working out, staying in the gym. Man, I hired a personal trainer for us, my conditioning and weights, and just staying with it.
Let's talk about the 08 team, the championship team. Is that the most competitive team you've been on?
Yeah. Probably the best year of my life for us basketball. If I could have one year back, that probably would be the year, man. So competitive. We had fun that whole year, and it was just a great year.
Did Doc ever have to rein you guys back in during practice?
Nah, it was that. He had to accept it. That's how it went. So it was a great thing.
KG comes in the summer of 07. What did you know about Kevin before he came to Boston?
We didn't like each other.
Yeah?
We was beefing all day. We weren't the best of friends, and then all of a sudden, in 1 year, it turned around. Not even a year. The first day of training camp, we was on the same page.
What would you say you were taking most from KG?
Just hard work. I think, our talent, I could never probably be as talented as him, or that's even past good, but just to come in and day out and punch in the clock, I think is the best thing I took from him. And
Thibodeau comes to the team. How hard was it learning his defensive schemes?
It wasn't hard. I've always been a defensive-minded guy, so the transition was pretty easy, so it wasn't as hard.
So on top of being, kind of an intimidator, enforcer, you're regarded as one of the best teammates. A Sports Illustrated article came out, said you're the greatest teammate. I know Ross and KD, those guys have been, big on that. What does that mean to you, just being a great teammate?
I mean, it means a lot. At the end of the day, I just try to be myself. I think everything else work out, so I just try to be who I am. I don't try to be nothing more, nothing less, and just try to be a great person. That was installed in me since a kid by my grandparents, and that's what I try to be.
Happy belated birthday, by the way. I know you turned 33. I turned 30 in a couple weeks. Is there one piece of advice, like a 33-year-old Kendrick Perkins goes back 19-year-old Kendrick Perkins? What's that one piece of advice you gave yourself?
Discipline. I think more so that's anything. Discipline off the court. controlling your diet, getting the amount of rest. I think it would have helped me tremendously. Just start to get a routine and start to get focused.
What would you say your lasting memories of Boston are? Do you keep in contact with those guys?
I talk to all the guys. So, I mean, like I said in the interview yesterday, we're family. It's a real brotherhood.
Are you guys getting together for some reunion?
We're thinking about it. We talk about it. It's in the group message, so we'll figure it out.
Perk, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.